Hey everyone, David Nuno here, TexAgs Rewind. How do you feel about Kenyon Green going there to the Texans? They were the 15th pick. I want you to comment below if it's below, or you can comment above if it's above. I haven't seen any comments above, but just do that for me. I want to remind you guys that we are presented by T-Mobile. They want you to visit T-Mobile.com/CrossAmerica to learn how you can get value and coverage through T-Mobile. So the show was really good. You know, part of it's because I was here, but the other part was Billy was here, and we did talk a lot about his thoughts on Kenyon Green, the man, and the football player. All that was on the show. We did the baseball bunch as well. Great start to the series against Vandy. Can they close it out and the direction they are going? We did Around Aggieland. So much stuff going on. And, of course, we banked on it. And I'm banking. Hold me to the fire, guys. I think a couple more A&M players will be playing in the great state of Texas. Maybe Isaiah Spiller to the Texans. Maybe DeMarvin Leal to the Cowboys. We talked about all that and more. It's TexAgs Rewind. All right, it's now time for Bank On It, presented by Vera Bank. Authentic, relationship-based banking built for real life. Go see Joel Jackson and the team. Learn more at verabank.com. OB, you want me to go or do you want to go?
No, Bank On. I'm banking on those Aggie baseball players to win another series, especially after the way Nathan Detmer pitched last night. And, you know, their MO is to win a close game at the beginning of a series and then start using those bats to knock somebody out. So I think you're going to see it. They may sweep. I'm not ready to bank on a sweep because that is Vanderbilt at home.
Yep.
But
the runner-up last year.
I'm banking on them winning the series and then the Aggies probably finishing no worse than, say, 18-12 and in second place in the
if they finish 18-12, they're hosting a regional.
I'm banking on that as well.
Oh, look at that.
I'm full of banks today. I'm KC Jones.
Let me go ahead and say this.
You get that?
I get that. I would like to see, well, obviously we all want to see it, but it'd be so nice to win today because I don't like the stress of the Sunday game, stress of, you know, you're up 11-2 and like, I'd rather win the series and then, you know what, let's just sweep them. Let's just sweep them. Let's do it like they did against LSU. Win the first two. And maybe, let's win the third, but let's get that second game first. Let's have Michael Dallas with a great game. Papa, grandpa, child.
Uncle
O. Spider.
You've never watched, you have, I forgot.
I've seen Goodfellas,
okay.
yes.
You don't like being Spider.
It's not a good thing.
Is it not? I mean he did pop off at the media at one point. I mean, at the Mafia.
I don't think it's like the worst thing, but I don't think it's a good thing.
Would you rather be Spider or Henry Hill?
I don't know.
One's a rat.
Yeah. Not good options.
Not good options.
No.
All right, man. Let's get into Around Aggieland.
Okay, so Thursday, the Southeastern Conference announced its end-of-season awards for women's tennis, and as you can imagine, the regular season and the tournament champions were well represented. Mark Weaver's the 2021-2022 SEC Coach of the Year.
Deserves it.
The first such honor of his 23-year coaching career, so congratulations to Coach Weaver. Tatiana Makarova, J.C. Goldsmith, and Carson Brandstein were named first-team All-SEC selections. 3 Aggies on the first team is a program record, and then Mary Stoyano was a second-team All-SEC selection as well as an All-Freshman team selection. The Aggies were ranked number 1 in the USTA rankings earlier this week. They're also ranked number 6 in the ITA rankings, and they will find out their postseason destination on Sunday, May the 2nd, with the NCAA selection show.
I hope they win a national championship, man.
They should be hosting the first couple rounds
at
the Mitchell Tennis Center. In baseball news, Nathan Detmer did it again last night. Number 21, Texas A&M took down Vanderbilt in Nashville 5-1. Detmer, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run. It was scored without the luxury of a base hit in the first inning. Detmer's now 5-2 with a 3.13 ERA. In SEC play, his ERA drops to 2.36. Jacob Palish picked up his 3rd save in 4 ball games, working 2 scoreless innings to close out the victory. And then Cole Kaler, leading off the ball game, first at bat of the game, first home run as an Aggie, really set the tone for the Ags in Nashville. They'll continue their series Friday night, 6 o'clock first pitch on the SEC Network Plus, and then Saturday's a 2 p.m. start on the SEC Network Plus as well.
McElwain threw how many first innings? That was like
37 pitches in the first inning. I think Texas A&M baseball made Vanderbilt pitchers throw 197 pitches last night.
I like the way that sounds.
I like it too. It sets up pretty nicely for the next 2 nights. In softball news, Joe Evans and company survived a scare from Lamar on Wednesday. They defeated the Cardinals 3-2. Katie Dack hit a 2-run home run, and after Lamar scored a run in the 7th to cut the lead to 1, Mackenzie Herzog left the bases loaded to pick up her second save of the year. Emily Kennedy earned the win, 5 scoreless innings of 1 hit ball. The Aggies travel to Columbia this weekend to face number 25 Mizzou. First pitch on Friday is 6:30 p.m. Saturday is 4 p.m. start on the SEC Network, and then Sunday's a 1 p.m. start. In women's golf news, it's announced that number 17 Texas A&M is headed to the Franklin Regional. That'll be held at the Vanderbilt Legends Club on May 9th through the 11th. It's the first time the Aggies have made the NCAA tournament since 2018-2019. The Aggies are a 3 seed in that regional, a region of the country that Olin Buchanan knows.
I lived
very
in Franklin.
Well. Yeah?
That was where we lived.
Yeah, and then
Wonderful
Is that
town.
where you went to church?
Well, we went outside there. I don't think they had a snake handling church in Franklin.
Gotcha.
And then to wrap up around Aggieland, you've got track and field meet this weekend. The Aggies, Pat Henry and company, wrapping up their home slate. They will host the alumni muster meet at E.B. Cushing Stadium on Saturday. Field events begin at 12:30 p.m. The first track event is set for 5:30 p.m. All of that will be streamed on the SEC Network Plus.
Hopefully it's not windy.
Thanks, Yop.
And when he says Friday, he means tonight.
Is that tonight?
Yeah.
Today is
Yeah.
Friday. My days
Yeah.
of the week are messed up.
Yeah.
I'm a little tired.
Yeah.
Guys. The end of the semester is really kicking my behind.
Well, there we go. That's how we end a segment. Hey, you're going to stick around. Right?
Yeah.
And we've got the baseball bunch coming up. I think we have a lot to talk about when it comes to baseball.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's fun talking.
It's an
too.
exciting team.
Isn't it?
It really is.
It is.
I look forward to all their games.
I will tell you this. I had a lot of fun with basketball. It is fun that we haven't had to experience an 8-game losing streak, and they seem to be hitting their stride right now. The last few weeks, so they're in the hardest part of their schedule. Obi, any final thoughts here before we bounce?
You know what? They actually might win the West. I mean, Tennessee's going to win the conference championship, but they might win the West.
God, let's hope so. This is year 1 for Sloss.
That's crazy to say, especially after the way this season started.
I'm-
I love it. It's so much fun.
If it happens or doesn't, the fact that we're having this conversation today after the way the season started,
Exactly. Just a blast.
Just sweep those Commodores.
You're 1 victory away this weekend from legitimately being in the picture to be the second best team in the SEC. And that is a crazy step because you beat Georgia and you beat Arkansas, and those are the other, top 4 teams, 2 of the other top 4 teams. You put yourself in the position to where something that was just kind of unfathomable to me and would be the most important thing this team could do between now and the end of the year is get the double bye in the SEC tournament. That right there with the pitching staff that A&M runs out week after week would be the most important thing between now and the end of the regular season this Aggie team could do.
You go.
I go?
Yes.
Everything that
He is doing the
I mean, the fact that we're even having this conversation about Texas A&M possibly being the second best team in the SEC after what we watched when they played Penn and what happened in Frisco, it is mind-blowing. And David, we talked about it a little bit in the last segment. It's fun. And I'm actually, I love going to the ballpark to watch this team each and every day. And it's a blast, man. That's I just can't wrap my head around how crazy the turnaround's been, and it's just been so much fun to watch.
Going into this 3-week stretch, looking at Georgia, Arkansas, and Vanderbilt, we said, all right, to stay kind of on the regional path, you needed to go 4-5. Well, they're at 5-4 with a chance to go 6-3 or better in Nashville. Greatly surpasses anything that we thought was going to happen. They continue to they keep coming at you, man, in different ways, and it's different guys in the lineup. Nathan Detmer is pitching like one of the best arms in the SEC. He's pitching like a potential first-round draft pick next year. It's been so much fun, man, and it's a lot of the kids, the maturity of the kids, all the experience in college at bats that are in that 1 through 9 lineup.
I think they've got a guy. I've said this before. I think they took a player that will go to multiple Pro Bowls and play well over 10 years in that league, and he is a workhorse in everything he's done at A&M. There have been some great linemen at Texas A&M over the years, in particular since A&M's joined the SEC. And I think Kenyon, I'd put him, or what he did in his the entirety of his career, I'd go Jake Matthews 1, and then I'd have the argument at 2. Jokel went number 2 overall, and Luke, I might still keep Luke at 2 and have Kenyon at 3. That one's a tougher one. Luke went number 2 overall. Luke was, from his freshman year, about game 4, kind of like Kenyon, true freshman starter. He left early. Kenyon had a longer body of work. Actually, no, he didn't. Kenyon left early, too. So I think I'd go Jake, Luke, Kenyon. I think Kenyon's the third. Second, 2A, 2B list of A&M offensive linemen that I've seen. And I've seen some really good ones. You know, I missed Richmond Webb. He was before me. I think Richmond Webb is in the argument. It's him and Jake at number 1.
Yeah.
But Kenyon's incredible. He's an incredible lineman. He's an incredible person. Wonderful family. I had the pleasure. I've gotten to know Henry really well through all this. And when we did the NIL interview to start things off, and Bronny's known the family through recruiting forever. Had a friend that had kids that played with Kenyon that have talked nothing but glowingly about him long before I knew him. But as a player, and we're talking about the Houston Texans and what they got, this dude, he is a, like Cole Kubelik likes to say, an absolute war daddy. I mean, he'd play every week, several different positions, true freshman. I remember about the time the Aggies played Georgia in Athens his true freshman year, I was going, okay, this guy is going to be truly great one. It took him a few games his true freshman year, just like it did Jokel, and later that year, Matthews. But as that season went on, and by the end of that season, when they played in that bowl game against Oklahoma State, I mean, we talk about Leal in that game, we talk about Anais, and those guys were just going off. Spiller had a game. But Kenyon Green was absolutely dominant player, and he has been from about midway through his freshman year ever since. And what he did this year as a leader, in a year where maybe some of those last year, you know, you missed some. I think there was a little leadership lacking there. And I think if everybody played like Kenyon Green and, say, Michael Clemens, maybe things go a little bit differently. I still think the quarterback injury was the primary thing that derailed it. But Kenyon Green, so unselfish to say, yeah, I'll play right tackle because Jameer Johnson has his left knee was a problem. So he couldn't play right tackle, plant on that left leg. So he had to play left. That was found out once Jameer got here.
Right.
So Kenyon had to move to right when he was going to be A&M's left tackle. So Kenyon's A&M's right tackle after playing guard his whole time. Then the bowl game in the Orange Bowl, he was going to play center. Remember that? I think he did take a couple snaps at center. He practiced at center before his junior year, not knowing how far along Bryce Foster was going to be when Luke Matthews was hurt. So, and then I go back to one thing, and I said this last night in a tweet to Texans fans. Kenyon Green woke up. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. I said it's the unsung thing behind the obvious, which was Calzada's brilliance against Bama. Kenyon Green woke up Saturday morning before he played Alabama as a potential first-round pick, right? That came back to be a first-round. Well, he had to come back. He was junior. Potential first-round pick, right? He wakes up that morning. Jimbo Fisher and Josh Henson say, hey, Jameer Johnson's unavailable. You're going to have to start tonight at left tackle.
All right, I got nothing clever for you guys to end the show with other than let me just tell you that I've never seen a koala bear. So if you have, comment below. I'd like to know if you've ever seen a koala bear. Like, comment, subscribe. Do all the stuff you're supposed to do when you watch a YouTube video, or if you're watching on TexAgs, do it still because I love the interactions. We'll see you next time.